I decided to play Prelim, only to seemingly get paired against Storm on the draw, which is gonna be rough. I don't think this hand is doing it against Storm. We're playing with an interesting sideboard. Today I have 3 disputes, but also 3 trackers. Two propagandas to try them out against Boros or something, but we are still extremely ill-equipped against actual Storm, so what can you do? Finally playing Titan, yeah, finally. Finally Titan, after all this time. I'm moved to 6, opponent just kept 7. And they do start with a Scared Foundry. Round 1 Storm, classic beginning of a tournament. Just wondering, why blue for Propaganda instead of white for Ghostly Prison? Well, I can flip your question, why would you splash white in your Amulet Titan deck? Instead of splashing blue, which you already do with Tolaria West, Otawara. So you have some sources, basically for free. You have other blue cards you might be interested in playing in Mystical Dispute, etc. Well, opponent hit 2 lands, so if they kill me next turn, I'll be surprised. I thought white has the best sideboard cards in Modern. Well, as we said, blue actually works with the mana base. Which is a big upgrade. Next turn, I'll have 1, 2, 6, 8 mana. That's not enough. What if I play a Grove Chamber, bounce Grove Chamber, then explore a Crumbling Vestige into play? Then I think it's gonna be enough next turn, right? I'll have 6 mana to kill. So I get to spend 3 mana and I have 6 mana next turn instead of having 8. So I basically just am transmuting this turn. Drew another explore anyway, so we are giga high on mana next turn, but we are transmuting. The thing about transmuting is that I mean, I put 2 Titans into play and I attack my opponent for 12, but do I win actually? What's Propaganda good against? Prowess and Boros? That's the idea, yes. To use Propaganda instead of the Sweepers. I did not even use Sweepers against... is that Prowess, really? It was too bad. Holy shit, Storm with a bad draw? That's crazy. Unheard of. Like, but we do have to win, which is not trivial. I guess we win with Mr. Beast. Probably, in a game like this. Since TOS is already gone, Titan is just not so great. He is widely viewed as one of the leading exponents of political liberalism in the 20th century. Soaring. Nice. During 1921-22, he served successive Now I have Titan and Analyst, so we can just do that. I could still go with Mr. Beast. Like, I probably can't fail, and honestly, it's gonna be probably fine. Oh wow. I somehow declined you use the Cultivator Colossus ability. Did not mean to do that. Hello Mango. Welcome Raiders. Just gonna go for a Mirrorpool then to fix that. But now I can actually whiff technically if I draw too many Grazers. How has it been so far? We are beating Storm, who has failed to kill me by turn 3, which was frankly shocking. Why did we edge Mr. Beast? I misclicked. I was reinstalling a bunch of stuff on my computer today, including MTGO, and I just hold 4, which is a bad idea with Mr. Beast because it just said that I don't want to use it. I have a fetch, Hedge Maze in my deck right now. Free. Good creature type. Alright, Mr. Beast IRL. Don't cover my screen. I play one fetch today, because I want to fetch my Hedge Maze to cast my Mystical Dispute a bit more often. Surely free will be a creature type when Nabi's number factory secret lair drops. I mean, Nabi's secret factory, number factory, secret lair maybe is gonna drop in 10 years. With like how quick Mr. Wizard is trends wise, so and probably never. Balatro collab? No, Balatro is rated 18 plus for gambling. Major reasons. Can't have that in a card game that's well suited for all family members of all ages. Siema, oglądam w pracy, pozdrawiam. No zajebiście, życzę powodzenia w pracy, żeby owocnie tam było dzisiaj. Prelims are for qualifier points, which you can use to enter showcase challenges and other tournaments related to the MOX structure. I'm not playing this weekend, but I'm collecting QPs because I like that. Pretty silly out of my Storm opponent to just keep a hand against the user canister that doesn't just have a cost reducer. That like simply mulligan to Ral and you win on turn 3 always. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter are rated 18 plus for sure. Did they do Mortal Kombat? I don't think so. True, J Mokar. Maybe that was what it was all about. Sonic is often 18 plus in certain parts of the internet. True, and they did Sonic. But you can also assuredly find a lot of Rule 34 content of both Final Fantasy and Avatar, The Last Airbender. So, is that a strong argument? I cut Boseiju, so I only have 2 Bosejus in my deck right now. Boseiju feels kinda weak right now, honestly. I always just played 3 and never changed the amount, but honestly maybe I should. What is Rule 34 Final Fantasy? Should I Google that? Yeah, you should. But only at work or in public. Do we want to bring in Mystical Disputes just as free mana, counter, target spell? I cut Bog to make space for all of those blue cards. They have Dawn Baldur's Gate. Oh yeah, that's true. None of the cards seem particularly M-rated though. What if you are a member of the Italian Parliament? Did they release Final Fantasy cards in languages other than English? Is there an Italian Tifa? Because that should be like a chase mythic of the set. Rare, rather. That would be good. I think I don't want blue against Storm. Can I sub to redeem a skip song instead of 15k? Sure. Tifa Lockhart. So, Scryfall only has English cards. Hello, Happiness Ltd. But imagine this Tifa Italian version, chat. I would go for thousands of dollars. No green mana, opponent mulligans, let's mulligan as well. This is a weak hand, but also a turn 3 win, perhaps. Maybe I should keep. Yeah, there are Japanese cards, but maybe those are just promos from... Maybe it's just a promo. But the promo doesn't have a Japanese listing either. Interesting. I probably should mulligan. This is the same hand, but better. So I keep 5, opponent kept 6. I'm adding it to my stat sheet, chat, which I have evolved into looking slightly more readable from yesterday, but we need to add win percentage and stuff like that. I will put back Hanweir Battlements and Echoing Deeps, right? Right. This is interesting because I could hold up this member to not die to Ritual Ral Ritual. They have so few cards, it seems impossible, right? I mean, I say that, but then it's always possible. And there's not much punishment for playing my ritual later, for playing my Amulet on turn 2. Opponent with horrible draws. Calvin Remy. Well, we are currently listening to soundtrack from Twin Peaks. So it is not Calvin Remy yet. Hopefully opponent simply plays Glimpse the Impossible. Ritual. Dawaj, Rala. Okay. Huh. Missing land drops. Can't even hold up your silence. Well, maybe they can actually. This is such an annoying issue. Just the inability to beat Orim's chant. And the fact that you just auto lose when you pact and they chant. And the only way to tackle that is what? The Trini Sphere, but seems like they're just playing it all. Or something. Or maybe they draw spell and not Ral, not to expose it. Oh, Ritual, okay. Soundtrack was what I was curious about. Yeah, I told you. Twin Peaks. They flipped Mountain, Past in Flames, so now I win. Boom, 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 boom. I summon Titan. Primeval Titan, I summon Titan. Propaganda best Titan version, yes. Wait until we actually play against Zoo. Actually, will I bring in Propaganda against Zoo? Probably not. So wait not until I play against Zoo. Summon Titan is an actual magic card now, yet I'm not summoning Titan when I say I summon Titan. Ironic much. Right. Good point. I think some people were asking me if I played Summon Titan in Titan. I don't think it would be any good though. So I haven't. Like, you play it and the first turn it just gives you mill 5, that's it. And you have to wait a turn until you return the land, so sounds no good. Gurig version with 4 Summon Titan, 4 Shifting Woodland, damn. Would I? I would rather be transformed back in time. The others are really loud. Should be pretty reasonable now though. Can we go to Yemen now? Get on the plane. We are on the get on the plane stage of the game, I guess. So can we? Well, I don't know, but we are going, so. Overall, it did kind of seem like my opponent's mulligan button broke with how slow they were to kill me. But it is good, we take those. You need that to beat Storm. Dzień dobry, Szkin. The fun part is I can't tell which player you are talking about. You think my mulligan button broke? I mulled to 5. You wanted me to mull to 4? I kept a turn 3 kill. So, I don't understand that. I even cut Bojuka Bog. This may be reasonable because how often are you actually stopping Storm from winning through Bojuka Bogging? I feel like it's not that common. Canister wins the match. That's what I'm talking about, chat. I should mulligan. Frankly, this is a hand where I wish I had a bounce land. I guess I am playing only 6 now. Is this preliminary and easy for me this afternoon? You're asking me to foretell the future, and I don't know. Manland MTGO, you keep asking me that every day. I just don't know. We'll see. Like, neither do I know, nor can I spoil it for you. Seems like mirror. Awesome. I should keep the boss on my hand, frankly. The Boseiju in my hand. Probably would be wiser. Every time I've asked, it has gone poorly. Oh, it's Eldrazi Temple. This is Brute Scale. You want to kill me next turn? Well... YOLO. Monka. Top wrong. Well, I guess I did, yeah. Holy shit, that was so bad, actually. Yeah, that was so wrong. I had a reason for that, but the reason was just no point. That reason was bad, so... Oops. No reason to keep blue up. Yeah, but like there's a small reason to tap Boseiju. But it doesn't actually matter in this spot. Unsurprisingly, they have the brute scale and I can't... Yeah, can't Boseiju. Right, that's silly. Because obviously I just win next turn otherwise. Skillful. Pithing Needle, Brute Scale. Can needle the sword. Nice Cavern Amulet Pervert. What? Cavern Amulet Pervert? What are you talking about? Cavern out, by the way. Always painful when you got the cavern in the wrong spots. No, I just tapped wrong for no reason. YOLO 2 trackers. Propaganda was made legal by getting printed in Assassin's Creed indeed. The set's largest contribution to the modern format. Are these my first games testing Propaganda and Titan? Yeah. So it's been irrelevant so far, but it's gonna be relevant in no time. Soon. Not buying yet, good. Wise, responsible. Went on 6 cards. They chose Thief of Existence. Should probably cycle Explore, frankly. Lotus Field. O Jezu, to fulak, ale ci capi z mordy. Niedobrze, że tak capi. Tracker, this is a so-called grindy matchup. Tracker, like occasionally goes grindy way. It's probably pretty bad, so I added Tracker to my deck for so-called science. And the science on it so far, pretty bad. But sometimes the brute scale deck puts a lot of hate into play but struggles to kill you. And then cheap cards are nice. Time to play Amulet Control Bro. Okay. Just say it's been good for you and nobody can impeach Tracker. Classic. And true. Sometimes it even comes down to the Remrakul. That's annoying. What did they reveal with with their ancient strings? Saga, which they played. Why not play Course of Crufix? I thought about that. If it was 2G, I would play it. What's more cringe, Lotus Field or Green Sun's Zenith? Well, here we just have the both worst of both worlds. I'll try to dig for an extra land and... Okay. Actually... So now I play Lotus Field, then I Scape Shift for... I can't get 2 Lotus Fields, and I'm short on mana to GSZ. Okay, I pass. With 3 Amulet effects in play, they will not destroy all of them, so I'm fine. But yeah, Tracker, oh, the Tireless Tracker, been good for me, it's good. Yes, been good. Fun, looking forward to the weekend. How is their Emrakul mana progress? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if they play a temple, they can play Emrakul. Monka, Giga. Let's try to dodge that. Saga is good. Means no Emrakul. What is perhaps annoying though is their huge Kozlek's commando. They're holding up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exile 5 cards. Shall I go for Mr. Beast then? Sculpture for 3 bounce lands. It's 6 mana, 9 mana. 3 bounce lands, Beast. Bit small. Dismember on mana creature, end of turn angle. Why? Sounds horrible. I think that's gonna work out well with Mr. Beast, frankly. I summon Mr. Beast. What noise would the Mr. Beast make? He would say something. I don't know. What's the classic saying for Mr. Beast, chat? Only 4 cash to exile? I mean, that's still. That doesn't matter, I'm erased. Get ready to beast. That's a good call, yeah. I thought about the actual Mr. Beast YouTuber. But I like your suggestions, I guess. But basically, like with this member in hand, I can just... Well, I don't need to do anything, I can just not kill him. I can just pass and I'm not gonna die. Well, non-land, I think it's plenty likely for my opponent to have a Kozak's command. They scry 2 bottom with their first one, so... This is good. Another bounce land is actually very nice. So it's gonna be a 5 land Mr. Beast. They might sit on command and Emrakul. Very well, could be the case. Too bad I can't put the tracker into play before beasting for absolute card advantage, card draw mania, but... Too bad. I fetch a 7 drop, that dies. Games like this make me excited about the Edge of Eternity's 8 drop, chat. By the way. You had 0 lands in play, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, excited, but ironically, of course. Well, the A job is pretty bad. Today it is Friday. Comes afterwards. RB Rebecca Black. Carefully choose the timing for your Kozlek's command, friend. It is of utmost importance. I added a survey land and a fetch to support my propagandas and mystical disputes. But dispute should have breeding pool so you can dispute frogs on the draw. Well, if I draw my fetch, I guess that adds 2 untapped blue sources, so it's actually right to do that. I've thought about that. I thought about adding a breeding pool in the sideboard as well. Which frankly is probably reasonable if you play dispute. What even is this clue? Some kind of a blue orb? Is the plan here just attacking with monsters? Yes. Haste Mr. Beast twice and kill them. Unless opponent exiles it from my graveyard this very moment. Then the plan switches to attacking with Titan. And this Kozilek's command is just a way to waste time, which I congratulate my opponent on, but... You are actually the opponent? Hello, Dark Yusunda. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're gonna have a nice time watching the stream of you yourself getting destroyed. Do I like it when my opponents force me to play through the full combo? I mean, I don't mind it. But also, often they scoop in spots like this. Why so many GSZs? We are trying something else. So, what I did with my list, I guess I'll show that in detail. Right, the tracker looks pretty bad. I'll keep 6, but no trackers. Maybe 1 tracker. Nah. Well, the needle, I was supposed to board it in. I think it might be a bit bad. You can cut the fetch, maybe. GSZ is not really great in this matchup. Do I see a world in which the new 2-mana beast could see a 1-of play in sideboard? Not really. When you were playing Fire Magic, would you bring it in against Brute Scale? I was not doing that, but... maybe? Maybe I should. Well, Brute Scale is like kinda 2.5 toughness. Don't love it. So I'm playing only 3 Scape Shifts, only 6 Bounce Lands, no Red Splash, Sideboard Propaganda, Sideboard Dispute, 3 Trackers. Probably should have a Breeding Pool, as mentioned. Only 2 Boseijus, only 3 Crumbling Vestige, which I don't like, but had to fit Fetch and Hedge Maze somehow. Well, you can cut any cards to fit more cards. Tracker has been working out for me. What a few losses to blue-black due to a beautiful deck list, true. The real question is whether Oof is worth versus Brute Scale. I bring it in when I have it. It's not great because they just free roll the Kozilek's commandos, so they kind of answer it with with no issue. Often they don't really. It doesn't cost them anything to answer it. Often. This song has an English version. No, it doesn't. Did we both keep 7 this game? Yes. They have the Thief. They have the Thief. Wow, when it leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. That's nice. Maybe I just dismember it then. Gonna be taking damage from it anyways. There's a chance I want to bounce my Saga, but a small one. If you have fewer bounce lands, that makes Expedition map better as you are more likely to need one. I know. I spent infinite amount of hours thinking about that and I don't know. I think I will keep the Saga in play. But basically, previously I've been just playing either map or the 7th bounce land. But I don't know, I just like 6 bounce lands. There's no reason to play so many, it just makes your hands worse on average, not better. Although people say otherwise, so I don't know who is actually right in the end, but I feel like they make my hands worse. 3 lands and they might. Okay. They chose might. I could dismember the might. No point. Could make a construct, but it seems so unlikely to change the outcome. The game. I could hit my Saga now, but I don't think I mind that too much. You played 6 bounce lands back in February and people kept telling you it's too few. That's crazy. Challenge later? No challenge today. I would say spending your free mana not spelunking could have easily changed the outcome of the game. As in, I would have lost because I made a construct where I did not phrase myself in the clearest way possible. There's no challenges and no streams over the weekend. I am going with Julia on a trip. We are visiting her friends and I will not be gaming. I don't know who Gustav is, so let's go on a journey of musical exploration. Awesome. Hope you have a great time. Likewise. They flipped Brute Scale, Drum, Pick Your Poisson, and Damping Sphere. Anyone picking their poison in the chat? Manger le poison. You're picking your nose. Okay, good luck. Hard rumble for my opponent. Chad, if you had to make a guess right now, and on your guess's accuracy would depend whether your family lives or not, how much, what percentage metagame share would you expect of Brute Scale in Atlanta at the upcoming PT Decidedly Not Spider-Man? 4.8%? 100%. I don't like my family. Holy shit. It's not just not liking, that's some pretty extreme. Oh, Pick Saga, wise. That's kinda rough, I guess, but it's fine. I don't like my family. Bro, you're so funny sometimes, chat. Chatters. Missing a type for my Shifting Woodland Saga Yombo. I am afraid of losing to Emrakul now. I don't know what's their graveyard count, but it's high. Well, seems like Emrakul. Well, the upside of that is that I guess they can't mess up that much. Well, they can. I have Lotus Field in hand, of course. Maybe I should have hit the temple. Counted their mana and hit the temple. Did they play land this turn? They did. Turn 5 Emrakul, by the way. What the heck, chat? Oh no, they strings as well. Giga punished. Wonder if there's any upside to dismembering the Grazer myself. I don't know. But they'll do that anyways, so. Well, now I have 4 types in my graveyard. Hmm. Yeah, I guess if I draw 6, they can dismember. Or Analyst, yep. I mean, I have outs. Easy, press F6 so they skip your turn. Doesn't work. Oh no! Well, they could have done that anyways, but that's brutal. Come on. This is so sad. Wow. I don't think I would have seen that. Well, that's on me for throwing game 1. The most common way to lose to Brute Scale is Emrakul, and they do need lots of types to actually cast it, so I think that makes Bojuka Bog kind of valid. Don't underestimate yourself, you would have seen it. Maybe. No, don't play Bojuka Bog. Say the words Bojuka Bog in the chat to scare Sodek into showing up. Damn. Almost. Bog is a totally fine sideboard card, surely. Well, it's kind of fine, but like sometimes you question if it's actually useful. Alberto SD always plays some interactive deck, so thing on the play I can keep. I don't think I want an amulet, right? Opponent last seen 13 days ago playing Vur. If it's a Thoughtseize deck, then I'll regret that. It's a Tamiyo deck. Alright, no regrets. Also, villain playing the worst fetch. Drew Amulet anyways. Saga seems okay. Tamiyo deck, na szczęście w SB mamy karty na dobre matchupy. Yes, we have plenty of cards against this deck, this archetype now. We are going to track tirelessly postboard and dispute mystically, hopefully. Forest. Snow-covered forest. Oh wow. Okay. Some people are suggesting that every MTGO match should be open deck list. What's your opinion on that? I don't care. They might be open deck list, closed deck lists, no deck lists. It's all good with me. It's all good with me. What is my opponent's deck? Is it the blue-green? I don't know. I will not summon a Titan now. Because I have to Pact. I'll make a construct. Where's Walaleia? I smell some Ice Fang. Yeah, I was suspecting that. Psychic Frog Forest. Nice. Cool. Awesome, bro. I think it should be double closed. You don't know what's in your deck either. That's awesome. Double closed deck lists. Esper Blink plays 4 frog with 5 mono white sources. And are you proud of yourself? Or are you just crying for help? If they have to flare with a frog, that's fine as well. I don't think my opponent is gonna play Harbinger of the Seas in their Sultai deck. Famous Last Wars? Come on, you can't. Imposter Canister playing blue? No, blue in a Titan way is good. Is it useful to have 2 amulets on the board? It is very useful. Amulets stack. It's a triggered ability. So if I play a tapped land, it's just gonna untap twice. Instead of simply untapping one time. Vital Push, okay. Oculus. But I don't have time to put my Cavern into play. If I draw Grazer. Shrimp Rock, I will not do that because they can't play Harbinger, come on. I have Vesuva in my hand, so I can't haste my Titan unless I play Vesuva on bounce land. Playing Echoing Deep's Urza Saga is a little bit better if my opponent flares my Titan, and I assume if Titan resolves, I'm good. Maybe let's lead on Pact. See if Force of Negation. Could also summon Analyst. Seems no good though. So this way, even if they flare the Titan, they lose the Oculus. And I can make a construct next turn still. I'm ready to finish the other game. Cool. Thank you for letting us know, Alberto, I guess. It's kind of nice. Most people just double queue and they don't tell anything to the opponent. Opponent did flare. Holy guacamole. Flaring with Oculus is kind of wild, but I guess. They flared 3 times. Thunder Trap Trainer. Oh no, their 4th flare is actually gonna be good value. Collected Company. Flip I plus Harbinger. Don't even say that, friend. Opponent's deck strategies is weird. Drop strong creatures, kill them, yeah. They flared with Tamio, Frog, and Oculus so far. Not your classic creatures you flare with. Interesting. Do I Spelunk here? Or do I simply Vesuvius? Lotus Field Spelunk. That means if I draw a Titan or Scapeshift, I can just use that to win. If they don't have the 4 flare. And I think keeping the Hanweir Battlements for the next turn is actually kind of valuable as well. Tireless Tracker might unironically destroy them. Yeah, like it's this Tracker plus Disputes plus Dismembers. This is the classic black-green midrange strategy from Standard. Tracker versus Frog. No, you dispute Frog or, well, dismember it or bounce it. First you need to bring them down into mud, and then you have to beat them in the mud with your trackers. Yeah, we are downgrading postboard into black-green midrange, happily. Another Ochulus? Bro, stop it. I guess they have to jump twice. Or even thrice. No, twice. Oko would be nice. Sort of, yeah. Oko means an eye in Polish, so this is Oko. Fun fact. And no way to copy the Hanweir. But I can get a bounce land since I have Grazer, so that actually works. What are they playing green for? It's unclear yet. Villain is just playing Ochulus with random green lands in there. For no reason. As far as we are concerned. Neoform, I mean, could be Trainer, Sync. I mean, I've seen decks that Neoform, Trainer, and Falagi into Ochulus. But they would play Falagi over Trainer then, probably. Maybe they play both. Birthing Ritual? Bro, that's crazy. Alright, let's cut all the cards that suck. Both Pacts. Analyst. One Lotus Field. TUS. No, TUS is my bounce spell. So I have too many cards. Damn. I played myself. Let's got the second Boseiju, although green might be some weird enchantment. Mr. Beast doesn't suck. Well, it actually kinda does. Grazer is good because you play it on turn 1 and you put Tracker into play on turn 2. So it's a so-called combo. 4th Explorer. There's no point in cutting the 4th Explorer. This is a blue source. I guess I would rather just play a bigger deck with more blue sources than cut cards that I don't want to be cutting. Like I keep more better ram spell ratio, etc., and more blue sources by just playing a bigger deck. Although that does put into the perspective the necessity of fair Tireless Tracker. Turn to Tracker or turn to Sex. Puts Abhorrent Oculus into graveyard. I am shitting my pants. Monka Giga. Tap to attack. Oh, I flare. No flare? Crazy. How many times do you have to change your pants on any single day? Daily. Daily, every day. Strategic betrayal, my sex. Brutal. We still just haven't seen a single green card, so we don't know, Skura. Maybe they have a better draw in their deck. Still waiting for a green card. Oh, green mana. Fulminator Mage. It's not a green card either. What if opponent plays their own tracker? Tracker? I barely knew her. Reap. Tracker is not beating those threats. Even though we played like turn 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, that's a way. Yeah, we've seen a red card, but still no green card. Wild. Tap, tap, tap to attack. Can I ask what green is for? No, we gonna have to see the card in play. It has to happen organically. No! Sink my tracker! Brutal. I think it was a mistake to maybe put Cat Grazer on the draw. Like, if anything... Oh, green card. If anything, I should cut it on the play, but not on the draw. Like, on the draw, it's too good to have a Grazer turn 1. Look at 7, do nothing. Nice. Tap, tap, tap to Utrak. Tirelessly. Discard Verdant Catacomb. Okay. Plays land. Why? Still nothing? Nice card. Ritual, just any turn now. It's gonna just take over. It's 7-7 game 1. 7-7 game 2. Ritual looking terrible. Ritual just not even looking at all whatsoever. It just hasn't done anything. It's hard to say it looked terrible when it just didn't look at all. Also, they just play the land number 6 with Frog in play instead of discarding it. I don't get it. Or just holding it in hand to maybe discard it later. Why do you need the 6th tapped Overgrown Tomb in play? Oh no. Shank into stupid. You don't get anything that's going on, neither do I. Will they hit Harbinger with Ritual finally? No? Yes? Who knows? We'll see. Verdant Catacombs transformed into Tamio. Is that even an upgrade? Frankly. A friend of yours plays a Sultai ritual list that mainly tries to ritual oracles and cartals into Oculus. Also sacks them to Flare. I mean, it would seem like that's kind of what my opponent is doing as well. I want Grazer. Holy shit. Ask and you shall receive. I don't know if I cast it. It gets countered, it's a bit devastating. I haven't seen counterspell still, but I mean, they might have a...
He's a phenomenal control player.
What happened? So the subscription? Sorry for that, chat. Thank you very much for the sub, though. Why did I hear that, though? I'm not sure. Something works weirdly. Interesting. More rituals? That's too much, man. Floating in response in case of Harbinger. Tamio transforms into Thundertrap Trainer. Force of negotiation. Frog is gone. I think I still should bounce the Troller. It's a lethal monster next turn. Harbinger definitely lives in my head rent-free. Your opponent that was on this list yesterday played 3 Harbinger main in a Sultai deck? That sounds unreasonable. Can't be countered. Tireless Tracker. Resolves. Played Oracle, Spawn, Prophets, and Coatals. Well, then it's way different than what my opponent is doing. Why not Vestige? I don't know. Why Vestige, right? I guess I get an extra mana. I'm gonna play Splunking to gain 4 life with Cave. GG, 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 GG. Crack an extra clue, yeah. That would have been advantageous in a way. But as you see, Tracker is not for clue cracking, you just make the clues, you don't crack them. Did they reveal it for us? They did, actually. So I wouldn't even crack an extra clue. But I guess if they revealed force, I could have just not cast my Splunking, maybe. Wow, not kicking, not offspringing. Opponent would have won if Birthing Ritual were any random 1/1 card. Maybe they would have even won if they discarded Ritual to Frog. Well, a nerf for Chulus, Monka Giga. Creating offspring in this economy? Funny. Well, maybe opponent still wins. TBH. They get an extra Ochulus. Monka Giga. Draw Titan. Think there is no counterspell in my opponent's hand? Or Flower? They revealed nothing with their Thundertrap Terrainer. We brought them into the mud and then they are actually kinda just feeling right. They're just feeling alright in the mud. They're like, yeah, I mean, I feel like home. Also, villain has Strategic Betrayal in their deck. Flare of Denial. No to niedobrze, dostałem w pizdę od Ochulusów. Frog and Flare. We laughed and then I died. I don't know what to say now. Chad, when I speak in Polish, it's not often about my opponent, actually. I just said I got wrecked by Ochuluses. Which, like, I guess is related to my opponent, but... Grazer is necessary to survive the Ochulus attacks. 2 tracker. How about that? No. I muted the alerts for now because I will investigate that after the stream. But thank you very much for the raid. I don't know why it was so loud. GLHF, thank you. Thank you for the raid and welcome everybody from Pivo Ulivos stream. Pivo Ulivo. Oh no, turn 1 threat. I think I should cycle explore. More sharpshifter. B. Putting Titan in the bottom because it's gonna get countered anyways, yeah. Don't exile my tracker, bro. Blue, black, frog. Dispute, perfect answer to the frog. Ideal, might say. You should be able to dispute frog from the stack, but also from the battlefield, just like you do with Pyroblast. Into the Floodmaw seems a bit better than dispute. Well, you know what's that called. Results oriented. Thinking. No nie! Zostaw mojego trackerka. Ty podły. I have to say, counter spells in Amulet, one of the most awkward experiences you can have in life. Holding that mystical dispute is it's pricey. Null elemental blast for frog tech. Holy guacamole, you have solved it. No i co, mam to skontrolować to gówno? Ja pierdolę, no nie wiem. Don't think so. No dispute in my hand. Blue floating. Dispute has been so bad this entire adventure. Don't think it's Vexing Bauble. Did not consign my Saga search. Seems like the right play. Yeah, maybe. Birthing Ritual. Maybe it is truly the case that you really need breeding pool. I mean, it's just impossible to fit so many blue sources to actually be able to dispute nicely and just works so badly with bounce lands. It's the nature of the deck. Especially for a counter that goes dead at a certain point. I don't know what to do now. Probably crap clue tapping this way. Primigero. Frog is a 2/3, 3 cards in hand. Do I want to discard my opponent's hand? I don't think so. Doesn't make much sense when there are Ochuluses to hit. This is so rough. A nerf. Fulminator. Interesting. Any outs in my deck? They don't care for my token. They have 5 life. It's not gonna kill them. Alberto probably shooting naked as always. Classic. Fulminator, bro. Maybe kill the Fulminator and then draw a bounce land. Resolve Titan, and by resolve I mean get it countered. The Fulminator on Urza's Cave, I guess they'll scat my outs. They sack the frog? Why? Why frog, not Tamio? Lotus draw easy. Lotus draw actually would be insane, yeah. Which is why it was sad that my cave died. I don't know what's going on. We found Oculus, so it doesn't matter what's going on. Oh, maybe it matters. Lotus, Lotus, Lotus. One time, Lotus Field. They have 3 mana, so I guess they can just flare with Tamio. Not quite. I consign my lands. Bro, this was giga pathetic. This game did not give me much faith into Tireless Tracker, but I mean, that also partially because we played against Oculus, which is beats Tracker. Alright, let's get the 2-2. 6 cards for opponent. I'm on the play. Can't wait to win. Ragavan. What is that? Exile Scape Shift. Wooded Foothills, Flooded Strand. Seems like zoo. Seems like zoo. Let's draw a Grazer. Holy shit. Easy, just again. Ask and you shall receive. Never punished. Punished for what? I mean, I made every decision in this game perfectly so far. Why would I get punished for that? I wonder how would the last match turn out if my disputes were defense grids. think I haven't played Defense Grids after they changed these rules of Urza Saga, which is a pretty important change. Let's board in Propaganda for Science. I want Sex. I want GSZ. I want Cultivator Colossus. Whatever, 62. Nothing interesting happened in this game, so there's plenty of time to think about the last one. Yeah, it's true. Main use of Propaganda, Energy Prowess. Just like a blue sweeper. They might have Consign, assuredly, yeah. I mean, they assuredly have Consign. Everybody plays them. They'll board some of them, who knows how many. We have to bring Propaganda for Science. Keep. I mean, I'm not we're just trying it out. Could be kinda bad. They consign my Grazer? I don't like that. Maybe I just wait. What the heck did I keep? That's nice. Caught. A umlaut, U umlaut. Kavu, Ka-a-a-a-avu. Turn 4 Titan is good. Let's see. Hopefully. I attack with Kavu. I discard and I draw. Discard Scion of Draco. If I was my opponent, I would just board out Scion of Draco. Seems a gigabad. Instead, I would bring 4 more Kavus because they are insane. Two mana 4/4, yeah. I mean, this is great stats. Didn't know Zoo even played basics. I think they play one routinely. Discard Stubborn Denial. Scary. Missing blue, perhaps. I'll block. To make sure I can block. They don't take the opportunity away from me. Wow, pass? Crazy. Damn, punished. What's good to search? Maybe Otawara? Perhaps? Not sure. Tough spot because nothing is great. Hopefully they leyline binding my Titan and then it's gonna be easier. Bolt face. Binding Titan. Okay. Monka. They did bind the Titan. Colony Garden Radiant Fountain. I wish. Tribal Flame Lethal. If they have the 5th color, they don't. They do. Alright. GSZ is kind of poor against them because of Stubborn Daniel. On the play we can track. On the play we can, yes, yes. This is the nuts. Opponent had so much interaction, but Canister didn't do anything, so it was useless. True. The Kavu filtering, though, so strong. Helped them a lot. We're gonna have Sex in play on turn 2. Really good. GP, GP, choppa, choppa. Point Mulligan's 2-5. I love it. That's the only way I win matches lately. I want to spend the Vestige so that my opponent cannot counter my Vestige with Consign, therefore preventing me from casting a turn 2 free drop and ruining my strategy. Two balls? Crazy. Sex doesn't seem all that great into a turn 2 Kavu. True. But we have 3 Dismembers in the deck, so... So what, you might ask, and I'll say, well, I don't know. I'm not sure I should have kept Otawara on top. Seems fine to attack, though. Would I trade? Seems bad to attack. No, Nihil Spellbomb. Into pass. Oh no, into I draw the only graveyard card in my deck. Into the other graveyard card in my deck, come on. Into the third graveyard card in my deck. Well, actually, I have some graveyard cards in my deck, if you look at it through a certain lens, but... Seems like we have some issues. Oh, I messed up. I had a land drop. I could have picked up the Lotus Field, replay it. It was so bad. And then I would have 6 mana still. I did not look at what exactly was targeted and did not count. That was horrible. I feel like I'm playing a bit loose lately. But I guess I can blame that on the internet connection going out. Oh, propaganda, let's hacking go. They have some weird graveyard exile. And I prefer to cast Titan. Maybe it's time for a summer holiday. Yeah, that's why I'm leaving for the weekend. Because this is just... can't be helped. 2 consigns targeting my Titan's trigger. No attack. I'm playing around a flash 3/2 creature. For sure that exists. Move to 5, consign 5 times, die. Good plan. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. Wait. So they can't attack you. So they can't pay 2. So they just can't attack you. Ever. Right? Because they have to pay 2 for a creature that's attacking you, but there's no creatures attacking you. Because they can't attack. Wow, this is just way better than Ensnaring Bridge ever was.